Hello, everybody. How are you doing today? My name is Tony Rosano, and this is another episode of the world famous, the University Love, the best podcast in 1, 2, 3 galaxies. But ladies and gentlemen, you and I would just call this show Online Marketing Moves, and we are coming to you live today. Today is Monday, July the 17th, 18th? Nah, 17th. Ladies and gentlemen, how are you? How was your weekend? Today I want to talk to you about something very important. Everything we talk about on this show is very important, but today I want to give you a couple thoughts, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I know they have new technology, newfangled technology every day. You know, when you go to the store, you buy a computer. 3 months later, your computer's considered old or whatever, you know. It's so technology comes, it goes, it comes, it goes. But some things don't change. And one thing that does not change is people. It might be 2023. You might can identify as man, woman, they, them, whatever, however, but people do not change. And when I say that, I mean there have always been things since the beginning of time to distract you from the things that you want to do. There's just all you gotta do is look it up. I'll tell you like this. It's like I read the Bible myself, and so I remember Moses went up to the top of Mount Sinai. He went up there. It was a long climb. He came back. People were idolizing this person, that person, this other person, They lost focus on the mission, So even in those times when there wasn't cell phones and there wasn't, there's always been distractions, There's always been things to get in your way to succeed. And the reason why I bring this up is because I was reading about Christopher Nolan. He directed Batman movies. He wrote one of the weirdest movies I ever saw with Leonardo DiCaprio. I forget the name of it, but and apparently he has written a movie about the atomic bomb. And so it seems like it's going to be a good movie. But I was reading about him, and he was talking about how he writes on a computer that doesn't have the internet. And I thought that's pretty good. I need to get me one of those actually, because ladies and gentlemen, the thing about writing is it's once you get started and once you just sit down and you start writing, you get into a flow. You can get into a flow. But man, one thing is easy now that you're on the computer is to get distracted. With the pop-ups and the emails and the you can, if you have an Apple, if you have a Mac computer and you have an iPhone, if somebody calls you, it chimes in. It's doot 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 doot. You hear the loud noise. So there's all types of distractions, and it's easy to try to say, I don't get distracted very easily, but come on, we're all human. We are all in this technological, age of the iPhone, and the people could track you down. And I mean, me personally, I hate it. I hate having an iPhone. It's necessary, it's necessary to have a phone. Don't get me wrong, because you have a family, and you don't live around the corner from your family, so I like to see and don't get me wrong, some things are good. Like, I enjoy seeing my nephew. My nephew, I have a few nephews. I have a couple nephews, but I'm talking about one in specific right now. I remember when my other nephew, my first nephew, my big baby, I remember he had got an iPhone. His mom got him an iPhone, And he would for like a month. He would FaceTime me every day, and I thought this is cool, my nephew. I said, but my nephew, he just wants somebody to FaceTime, which I didn't mind, I'd be driving, and he's like, what you doing, Uncle? And I'm like, every day you call me, son, I'm working. It's like, come on now. But I watched my other nephew. He lives in New Jersey. I watched him grow up when he was a baby. I get to see him often, but not as often as I would like. So the video chat has been a beautiful thing. But with that being said, for that reason, I enjoy, because I get to see him, I talk to my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, I got to see them, and that's a beautiful thing, don't get me wrong. But for the most part, I could do away with most of the phone. I enjoy the computer, but a lot of it is just distracting, And so I say all that to come back and say, do not let the technology of today distract you from what you need to do to get done, okay? You will be amazed. If you just film, if you want to be the creator, you don't want to always be the watcher, Yeah, you can watch a couple times, take some notes on different people. If you want to study something, if you want to be a person on YouTube, study the YouTube, watch the YouTube, but don't be there hours and hours and hours on the YouTube. But let's get back to the point of today's episode. Today's episode is about things do not change with people, and they don't. And so if you want to sell, if you want to write, if you want to do anything when it comes to making money for yourself, the thing about people is you have to tap into their emotions, and it's, to me nowadays, it seems a lot easier because people are more and more emotional, If you ever want to find out how you can tap into people's emotions, write somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time. I'm not saying, toy with their emotions. I'm saying just write them a letter, And this is a good way for you to, see for yourself how you can tap into people's emotions. Tapping into people's emotions is one great way for you to get more viewership. Tapping into people's emotions is a good way for you to make sales. Tapping into the emotions, it's not about, everybody has a product nowadays. Everybody claims to have a product nowadays. So products are products, People buy from emotion. It's like, if you ever watched a movie, all the movies from the beginning of time, they have the same journey. It's the hero's journey, You have your hero. Your hero might be Bruce Willis. He might have a headache and die hard. He might be Adam Sandler in the movie, where Adam Sandler's an infantile or juvenile, basically. And then Adam Sandler goes from juvenile to I'm almost a hero, and then something happens, I fall back juvenile. Then he goes to the hero. If you watch any Adam Sandler movie, they all end about the same, Waterboy, Little Nicky, name a movie. Billy Madison. It's the hero's journey. Everybody loves a good story. Everybody loves a good hero. You tap, tap, tap. Emotions. People change. Technology changed. Well, no, people haven't changed. People's attitudes have changed, but people haven't changed. At the end of the day, people are emotional, okay? Emotional creatures. We're emotional. And if you figure that out, you tap into that, and you learn that, and I give you an example. I give you a prime example. of tapping into one's emotions. I remember when I was young, when I was 21. I remember it was a young lady that I liked. It doesn't matter now. It's a long time ago, but I remember it was we always had these pendulums of emotions. It was hot, cold. There was no in between. There was you know one day we would like each other. A week later, forget her, forget him. I can't stand him. I don't like. It was just, and after a while, it's like this hot or cold this hot or cold nonsense is very unnecessary. Okay, and I was just like, I'm cold. I'm out of here. I'm getting out of here. But I remember one time I had, I saw her. It had been a while. And I stopped and I said, hey, man, I miss you, this, that, and the other. And I gave the whole spiel. It was like a selling spiel. At the time I didn't really think about it. And then I saw, I was talking to her and then, she started tearing up a little bit. And she was like, see, this is why I don't like you. This is why, blah, 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 blah. You do this, you do that. And it's the Trado thing. It's not about the worst thing that you could do as a content creator, the worst thing that you can do as a salesman, the worst thing you could do is them to be just lukewarm on, deader than 4:00. You know what I mean? You don't want that at all. You want emotion out of anything you do. And that is the tried and true formula. That hasn't changed since the beginning of time. You want emotions. You want to get a reaction. You want them to love the movie or hate the movie. You don't want them to go, doesn't matter to me. That's the worst kind of reaction that you can get. You do not want that at all. You want the hot or the cold. I'm telling you, I know this from experience, personal. I mean, I know it. You want the hot, you want the cold. Hey, you don't want the lukewarm. You do not want the lukewarm. It's a tried and true formula. You want the rabbit. You want I can't stand them. You don't want. You need a lot of that to really get the because you don't want you just want that. You want you want that. And if you don't want that, then you're not gonna last. You'll have a YouTube channel, but it won't be the YouTube channel you're looking for. I know people listening, they want a lot of views. They want a lot of views, and they don't want a lot of people. They want a lot of views, and they don't want to offend anybody. But, ladies and gentlemen, you're gonna offend somebody. You don't even have to try it. It's just gonna happen anyway. So, that being said, ladies and gentlemen, emotions, nothing has changed. Hot, cold, you want them on you, or you want them off of you. You don't want the in the middle. Okay. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. We'll be back tomorrow with the all new episode of Online Marketing Moves. But until then, my name is Tony Rizzano. Thank you for listening. God bless. And as always, everybody, peace.